Okay, today we're going to be doing lesson 3 of the lesson on shapes. This is unit 6, and we're going to be going over the homework in the book with the animals. So if you get out that book and turn to the page that we did for homework, and that is on page 246. So question number 3 says, describe these triangles. So it wants to know, do they all have 3 sides? Okay, as you can see what I've already done here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And yes, all 3 have 3 sides. So we put a dot there. Then it wants to know, do they have 3 square corners? Well, if you get out your card and check it, you can tell here that does not have 3 square corners because the sides of the triangle aren't touching, both sides are not touching the card. So that one would not have 3 square corners since we already proved that one does not. Same thing here. Both sides are not touching it, so that one would not have 3 square corners. And this one, same thing. Both sides of the triangle are not touching the card, so that is not a square corner. So it does not have 3 square, none of them have 3 square corners, so we're going to put an X. Do they all have 3 corners? Well, if we look at it, 1, 2, 3. Remember the corners or the vertices are where the sides meet. Again, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. So they do, all 3 have 3 corners. Which, a triangle, what are the attributes? Attributes, I haven't used that word yet. Attributes are what they have in common, what they have that describes them. Triangles have 3 sides and they have 3 corners. That's what describes a triangle. That's how you know that that is a triangle. Just like a dog has 4 legs, it barks. Okay, it has sometimes it has a tail usually. So those are attributes of a dog. So what makes you know that it's a dog? A giraffe, the attribute of a giraffe would be its long neck. We know that's a giraffe because it has a long neck. Okay, let's look at the hexagon and see what the attributes of the hexagon are. It wants to know, first of all, does it have 6 sides? If we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. So they all have 6 sides, so we will put a dot. Do they all have 6 corners? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that one does. So they do all have 6 corners. Do they have 6 square corners? Well, if we look at this one, yes, that has a square corner there. It has a square corner there. It does here. This one, the corner goes inside, so we put it on the outside here. That is a square corner. This one, it has a square corner. And this, it has a square corner. Okay, so this one has square corners. What about the other ones? If I put this there, does it have 6 square corners? No, that is not a square corner, so that one does not. And if I put this here, does that have a square corner? No, it doesn't, because both sides do not touch. So it does not have 6 square corners. So it wants to know, do all hexagons have 6 square corners? No, they don't. Could they have 6 square corners like this one? Yes, but that's not an attribute of a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides and 6 corners. Okay, it says look at these shapes. Circle the ones that are alike. Okay, which one do they all have 4 sides? Well, if we look at them, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, it's kind of a corner, can't get to it. 2, 3, 4. And that one has 4. So they do all have 4 sides. Okay, do they all have, okay, and do you remember the word for something that has 4 sides? Those are quadrilaterals. So these are all quadrilaterals. Our shapes are kind of like animals. We have a group of animals. We know that they're animals because they have certain characteristics. We know that a plant is not an animal. And the animals, then we have different groups of animals. We have dogs, we have cats, we have birds, we have different kinds of animals. Well, same thing as in shapes. Shapes, we have a big category called quadrilaterals, and then we have different quadrilaterals in our group, like the ones that we have here. Okay, do they all have 4 corners? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, they all have 4 corners. Are they all square corners? Okay, we take our card again. That's a square corner. That's a square corner. It touches both sides of the card. This is a square corner. And this is a square corner. So that one has all square corners. The little one touches both sides of the card, touches both sides of the card, touches both sides of the card, and touches both sides of the card. Okay, and let's see if I can change hands so I can do this better. This one, does it have square corners? That one does not, does it? Okay, so it doesn't have all square corners. What about this one? That's a square corner. That's a square corner. That's a square corner. And that is a square corner. So do they all have square corners? No, they don't. So we're not going to circle that one. Are all sides the same length? Well, if we look at this, look at the square. You can tell that this side is the same as this side, is the same as this, is the same as this. So that does. This side is the same as this, and same as this. So that does. This one, this side is the same as this, and the same as this. And this one, this side is the same. Oops, back over there on the side again. And this is the same, this is the same, and this is the same. So the sides are all the same length. So these are the attributes that these shapes have. 4 sides, 4 corners, all sides the same length. Okay, but they do not all have square corners. Now, if they all had square corners, what would that be? That would be a square. But we have one figure here that's not a square. Which one is it? This one has 4 sides, 4 corners, all the same length, and it does have square corners. This is the one who did not have square corners, so this one would not be a square. What is that one? A rhombus, right? Okay, that was our homework paper that we did. How did you do? I hope you're understanding it and not having any trouble. Okay, let's go then to our book with the numbers. Go to this book, and we are on page 176. Okay, in this book, it says circle the shapes with 4 sides. Put an X on the green shapes. Okay, circle the shapes with 4 sides. That's an attribute that we're looking for. So what shapes have 4 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to circle that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Ooh, yes. I got 2 carried away with saying no, didn't I? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. That's the attribute that we're looking for. Then 1, 2, 3, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. And we circle that one. 1, 2, 3, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Because we were looking for the shapes with 4 sides. And the ones that we circled have 4 sides. Now, they're going to name another attribute. Put an X on the green shapes. Well, that one's green, 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 and green. Now, have we used green as an attribute for any of the shapes that we've talked about before? Do rectangles have to be green? Do squares have to be green? No, color has nothing to do with it. If we wanted to sort these into group, we could sort them by color, but that has nothing to do with the attributes of a shape. Okay, the ones that we did not circle, we did not put an X on, this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. What would that be? A hexagon, right. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another hexagon. Okay, and that's the only ones that we did not circle or put an X on. Okay, now it's time to draw. We're going to draw the shape named in each box. Okay, remember a rhombus? What does a rhombus have to have? It has to have 4 equal sides. So let's just try to draw a rhombus. It has 4 equal sides. It's kind of hard unless we measure it. And that's pretty close, okay? Rhombus has 4 equal sides. Does it have to have square corners? No. It's different from a square because it does not have square corners. Okay, a trapezoid. Trapezoid isn't one that we've really talked about yet. But a trapezoid, part of it, one side and the opposite side are different sizes. One is shorter than the other. So if I draw my short line up there on top and my bottom line, make it just a little bit longer on both ends, and then I make my ends meet, I will have a trapezoid. Now, does it have to be that the shortest is on top and the longest on the bottom? No, I could have it the other way around. I could have the longest on top, the shorter one on the bottom, and make my sides meet. Or I could even twist it around another direction. But that is a trapezoid. Trapezoid has opposite sides, one pair of opposite sides are parallel. And that is a trapezoid, and it has 4 sides. Okay, square, what do we know about a square? All the sides have to be equal. And we know that the corners, the angles, have to be right angles. They have to be square angles. So that would be a square. Okay, Eve says that this shape is a rectangle. Do you agree? Why or why not? Okay, think about it. What does a rectangle have to be? If we need to look at it, we can go back and we see a rectangle has to have 4 sides and 4 corners. So let's look at this. Does it have 4 sides? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it have 4 corners? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. But what else did we find out about a rectangle the other day? Let's see where it was, right here. It also has to have 4 square corners and the opposite sides the same length. So, get the page to turn. Does this have 4 square corners? Well, if we take our card and we put it here, that is not a square corner. And it has to have 4, so if we prove one does not, then it's not a rectangle. And opposite sides have to be the same length. Well, the opposite sides do seem to be the same. That one is the same as this one, and this one is facing this one, and they are the same length. What makes this not a rectangle is it does not have square corners. Okay, so then let's go back to your book with the animals, and let's look at the next page. Okay, it says draw each shape. Well, they've already drawn the triangle. 3 sides, 3 corners is a triangle. Trapezoid has 4 sides, 4 corners, and opposite sides, one pair of opposite side parallel. These 2 sides, this one and this one, if they would keep going, they would eventually meet. So they're not parallel. Parallel is when the sides keep going and they will never meet. If you kept drawing and drawing and drawing, the sides would never touch. Okay, the rectangle has to have 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 square corners. And opposite sides are the same length. Okay, now a rhombus again. We're going to draw a rhombus again. Remember what a rhombus is. 4 sides that are the same length. Do they have to have right? Those aren't the longest. Those aren't exactly the same length. I would need to measure them to get it the same. Okay, those are not right angles. Could they be? Yes, they could be, but they're not. A square. A square has to have 4 sides the same length, and they should have right angles. A hexagon. Okay, a hexagon has to have what? 6 sides. Do the angles. Do the corners. Are they right? Are they square corners? No, they're not. We've seen they could be, but they're not always. Now, to make a hexagon, I like to make a line at the top and the line same length down at the bottom, and then put a dot out here and a dot out here. Now I'm going to connect the sides with those dots. Try to make that straight. Okay, and that's my hexagon, 6 sides. Okay, so circle the shapes that have 3 sides. So 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, so I'll circle that. 1, 2, 3, so I'll circle that. 1, 2, 3, 4, not circling that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, no. 1, 2, 3, yes, and circle that. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, no. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no. So we have 3 shapes here that are triangles. This one, and this one. 3 sides, 3 corners. Then it says, okay, after we circled the shapes, now we're going to mark an X on the black shapes. So we'll put an X on this one, an X on this one, an X on this one, and an X on this one. Okay. At the root of a shape can be the color, but is it something that tells you what shape it is? No, because triangles could be black, squares could be black, hexagons could be black. The color is not an attribute that makes that a hexagon or a triangle or a square. Okay, then if you turn the page, we'll see what you can be working on this time. It says, cross out the shape that does not belong in each box. Let's look at the first one. This one has 1, 2, 3 sides. This one has 1, 2, 3 sides. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. So which one do you think does not belong? What did you notice about 2 of them that's not true about the other one? And it says, cross out the shape that does not belong in each box. So I'm thinking this one because it has 4 sides and the other have 3. Okay, you can do that next to on your own. You always need time to think about it yourself. That's how you test your brain and test whether you really know it, is trying to do something on your own. Circle the hexagons. Remember, what does a hexagon have? It has 6 sides. And remember, it says circle. Then it says circle the reasons that this shape is a triangle. What are the attributes of a triangle that make that a triangle? And you will circle those. Okay, that's all for this lesson. Remember to get your 30 minutes in on iReady this week, and hope you're staying safe, and we'll do another video later. Thank you. Bye.